The highly anticipated Superman revival from DC Studios, directed by James Gunn, has sparked intense reactions among fans following the release of a 5-minute preview clip. The footage, which shows a vulnerable and emotionally torn Superman being assisted by his dog, Krypto, and a group of robots, has divided the fanbase, creating a considerable buzz on social media. In the scene, a battered and bruised Superman lies helplessly in the snow, visibly suffering after a battle, while Krypto, his loyal dog, eagerly tries to help him. Despite Superman's state of injury, Krypto's overzealous attempts to assist cause more discomfort, making Superman wince in pain. Krypto ultimately drags him back to the Fortress of Solitude, where he is treated by robotic caretakers who heal him using magnified sunlight. However, the process is agonizing for Superman, and the sight of him writhing in pain has led to some viewers questioning whether this is an accurate portrayal of the character. The online debate centers around two major themes: how vulnerable Superman should be portrayed and whether this new take on the character should lean more into lighthearted humor or remain serious and dramatic. Fans of the darker, more powerful Superman, such as the version seen in Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, have expressed disappointment over the scene. One fan remarked, "The real Superman doesn't need a bunch of robots to carry him over to a table to heal, and doesn't whine like a little bitch when the sun hits him." Another user pointed out that Snyder's version of Superman withstood a nuclear blast at point-blank range without feeling any pain from its radiation, which they argued was more in line with comic book accuracy. However, on the opposite side of the spectrum, many fans have expressed their admiration for Gunn's more idealistic take on the character. Some have praised the lighter, almost whimsical tone, pointing out that the film captures the innocence and optimism that made the character so beloved in his early comic book days. One fan wrote, "This looks so Superman, it's insane," highlighting the nostalgic qualities of the preview, which evokes a sense of hope and heroism. Other fans have embraced the inclusion of Krypto and the robots, seeing them as fun elements that add a charming, Silver Age feel to the movie. "The dog being a rambunctious little shit jumping all over you at the worst possible time is incredibly relatable," one viewer commented, further demonstrating the lighter tone of the film. Gunn's decision to introduce a more human, vulnerable Superman has also resonated with those who appreciate a more relatable superhero, one who shows pain and emotion, making his victories feel more earned. This more humane depiction of Superman is likely a departure from the traditional invincible hero that fans have seen in previous iterations. The juxtaposition of Superman's immense power and his very real struggles could offer a fresh and compelling perspective on the iconic hero. As DC Studios prepares for the film's release on July 11th, all eyes are on Superman, as it represents the beginning of a new era for the franchise. After years of mixed results at the box office and the rise of superhero fatigue, Gunn and co-chairman Peter Safran have a lot riding on this film to rejuvenate the DC universe. Superman is poised to launch a fresh batch of superhero stories, and the success or failure of the film will likely determine the direction DC Studios takes with its upcoming slate of movies. The film stars David Corenswet as Superman, Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, and Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor. Additional cast members include Skylar Gisondo as Jimmy Olsen, Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner, and Eddie Githegi as Mr. Terrific. Fans also got a taste of the film's design, including the Fortress of Solitude, which has been described as a stunning visual experience. The glowing House of L symbol on the giant double doors and the nostalgic inclusion of Krypto, Kalex, and other robotic caretakers are just a few of the elements that have delighted fans of the classic Superman comics. At CinemaCon, Gunn, Safran, and the film's stars appeared to discuss the movie's progress. Gunn shared his excitement, saying, "I cannot wait to share the film with all you guys and the rest of the world," while also mentioning that they were still in post-production. Despite the divided reactions to the preview, there is no denying that Superman has become one of the most talked about films of the year, and its release is one of the most highly anticipated events for superhero fans. As DC Studios looks to reset the DC universe, the success of Superman is crucial. Fans are eager to see whether Gunn's vision can breathe new life into the franchise and offer a fresh perspective on one of the world's most iconic superheroes. With a mix of optimism, nostalgia, and a touch of humor, Superman may represent a new chapter for the character, though only time will tell if the film can live up to its lofty expectations.